Hello everyone, this is Maitri Bhardwaj, and today I'm going to start a new chapter, chapter 20, Locomotion and Movement. Movement is one of the significant features of living beings. Animals and plants exhibit a wide range of movements. Streaming of protoplasm in the unicellular organism like amoeba is a simple form of movement. तो मूवमेंट क्या है? एक सिग्निफिकेंट फीचर है लिविंग बीइंग का. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह, फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अदर प्लेस, वी मूव with the help of movement of our legs, right? So movement. Animals and plants, they both exhibit this movement. In the plants there are different type of movements. Streaming of the protoplasm in the unicellular organism like amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. It moves with the help of its pseudopodia, and this occurs due to the streaming of the protoplasm. This is also a simple form of a movement. Movement of cilia, flagella, and tentacles are shown in many organisms. Cilia in paramecium, it helps in the movement. Flagella are present in Euglena. Tentacles are present in the octopus. I've seen. Human beings can move limbs, पैर आपके, jaws, जबड़ा, eyelids, tongues. Some of the movement result in the change of place or location. Such voluntary movement are called as locomotion. जो हम लोग अपने आप से करते हैं, ठीक है, हमारे मन से. That is called locomotion. Walking, running, climbing, flying, swimming are all form of the locomotory movements that we do by our desire. Locomotory structures need not to be different from those affecting other types of movement. ठीक है. For example, in paramecium, cilia helps in the movement of the food through cytopharynx and in locomotion as well. हम लोग जानते हैं कि जो cilia होता है, जो कि paramecium में present होता है, वो paramecium को not only it helps in the movement but also in engulfing the food from its surrounding. खाना लेने में भी मदद करता है और चलने में भी. Hydra can use the tentacles for capturing its prey and also use them for locomotion. Similarly, Hydra भी, Hydra में जो tentacles होते हैं उसे ना केवल locomotion के लिए यूज करता है बल्कि जो prey होता है, जो उसका खाना होता है, उसे capture करने में भी उसे help करता है. क्या? Tentacles. We use limbs for the changes in the body posture and locomotion as well. The above observation suggests that movement and locomotion cannot be studied separately. The two may be linked by stating that all the locomotions are movement, but all movements are not locomotion. आप बैठे बैठे अगर हाथ चला रहे हो, वो मूवमेंट है, बट आपका पोजीशन एक जगह से दूसरी जगह चेंज नहीं हुआ है, तो आप उसको लोकोमोशन नहीं कह सकते. समझे? Methods of locomotion performed by animals vary with their habitat. Different habitats have different type of locomotions. Like fishes, habitat क्या है? Aquarium में है, aquatic है. Their locomotion is done with the help of swimming. We human beings on the terrestrial area, we do the locomotion by walking, running, like that. Okay. And the demand of the situation, like for the search of food, for the search of shelter, and all these. However, locomotion is generally for the search of food, shelter, mate, suitable breeding grounds, favorable climatic conditions, or to escape from the enemies or predators. So these are the reasons for the locomotion of any organism. The types of movement. Cells of the human body exhibit three main types of movement. See, movement not only help not only occurs that we see in change of the position, but there are the movements that occur inside the cell, inside the body as well. So mainly there are three types of movement. First is amoeboid, second is ciliary, and third is muscular, that occur inside the human body. Some specialized cells in our body like macrophage and leukocytes in the blood exhibit amoeboid movement. So macrophage, we all know what a macrophage. they engulf the foreign particles which by mistake enter in our body, right? And leukocytes in the blood. Leukocyte, we all know, WBC, it is denoting to the WBC that is present in our blood. They also exhibit the amoeboid movement, जो अमीबा जैसे चलता है ना, with the help of pseudopodia irregularly. Similarly, it is affected by pseudopodia formed by streaming of protoplasm as an amoeba. देखो इसमें लिखा भी है. Cytoskeletal elements like microfilament are also involved in amoeboid movement. So, जो mainly macrophage और leukocytes होते हैं हमारे blood में, वो amoeboid movement शो करते हैं, right? कैसे शो करते हैं? स्यूडोपोडिया की हेल्प से. स्यूडोपोडिया की कैसे हेल्प से? कि जो सेल है उसके अंदर जो प्रोटोप्लाज्म है उसका मूवमेंट होता है और स्यूडोपोडिया की हेल्प से वो आगे की तरफ जाते हैं. उसके अलावा साइटोस्केलेटल एलिमेंट्स भी प्रेजेंट होते हैं जिसको माइक्रोफिलामेंट्स कहते हैं, वो भी इस एमीबॉइड मूवमेंट में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. देन सीलरी मूवमेंट which is a second form of the movement occurs in most of our internal tubular organs. जो ट्यूब लाइक ऑर्गन्स होते हैं उसमें ये सीलरी मूवमेंट काम आता है, which are lined by ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium का काम है कि it will allow the movement of the substance in one direction, right? Like in fallopian tube, cilia are present. We have read in the chapter structural organization of the organism, right? The coordinated movements of the cilia and the trachea help us in removing the dust particles and some of the foreign substances inhaled along with the atmospheric air. Passage of ova through the female reproductive tract is also facilitated by the ciliary movement. ठीक है. So जो हमारा जो ट्रेकिया है वहां पर सीलिएटेड एपिथेलियम है, वो अलाउ करता है कि जो डस्ट पार्टिकल्स या कुछ भी फॉरेन सब्सटेंसेस गलती से इनहेल हो गए हैं उसको रिमूव करने में हेल्प करता है. सेकेंड पोजीशन कहाँ पर ही प्रेजेंट होगा? जो फेलोपियन ट्यूब में जो ओवा का जो मूवमेंट होता है, ठीक है, फेलोपियन ट्यूब के थ्रू, तो यहाँ पर आपका सीलिएटेड एपिथेलियम प्रेजेंट होता है और जो मूवमेंट होता है ओवा का वो सीलियरी मूवमेंट की जैसे होगा. Movement of our limbs, jaws, tongues, etc. requires muscular movement. The contractile properties of the muscles are effectively used for locomotion and other movements by the human beings and majority of the multicellular organisms. Locomotion requires a perfect coordinated activity of the muscular, skeletal, and nervous system. In this chapter, you will learn about the types of the muscles, their structures, mechanism of their contraction, and important aspects of skeletal system. So let's begin with the muscles. You have read in chapter 8 that the cilia and the flagella are the outgrowths of the cell membrane. We all know they are the outgrowths of the cell membrane. Flagellar movement helps in swimming of the spermatozoa, maintenance of water current in the canal system of the sponges and locomotion of protozoan like Euglena. तो जो flagellar movement होता है जिसमें flagella present है वो किसमें प्रेजेंट है? लाइक स्पर्मेटोजोआ में हम लोग ने पढ़ा है कि उसमें एक फ्लैचुला प्रेजेंट होता है. ये जो फ्लैचुला है ये स्पर्मेटोजोआ को हेल्प करता है इन द स्विमिंग इन द फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ट्रैक्ट. सेकेंडली, मेंटेनेंस ऑफ वाटर करंट इन द कैनाल सिस्टम ऑफ स्पॉन्जेस. हम लोग ने पढ़ा था कि स्पॉन्जेस में एक स्पेशल कैनाल सिस्टम होता है, तो उसमें वाटर करंट को मेंटेन करने में फ्लैचुलर मूवमेंट हेल्प करेगा. एंड थर्डली, लोकोमोशन ऑफ प्रोटोजोन्स. प्रोटोजोन्स में यूग्लिना के पास फ्लैचुला प्रेजेंट होता है जो कि सेम साइज का नहीं होता है. सो उसमें भी ये आपके हेल्प करता है. Muscles are specialized tissue of the mesodermal origin. Mesodermal origin means the second most layer, means the layer which is present between the upper and the innermost layer. In between that upper and the inner layer, so जो between की जो layer है ना, बीच की जो layer है, in between that the layer that lies is the mesodermal layer. So जो muscles होते हैं ये mesodermal origin होते हैं. About 40 to 50% of the body weight of the human adult is contributed by muscles. और 40 to 50% अगर किसी का भी weight 50 है suppose, तो उसका 40 to 50% क्या होगा? muscles का weight होगा. ठीक है. They have special properties like excitability, contractibility, extensibility and elasticity. Excitable, स्ट्रेचिंग के टाइम आप देखते हो while you stretch तो मतलब खींचा जाता है, फिर back to original position, है ना. Muscles have been classified by using different criteria, namely locations. So हम लोग के पास जो muscles हैं उनको हम लोग ने different categories में divide किया है कुछ basis पर. पहला basis है आपका location. Second is appearance. Third is nature of regulation of their activities. ठीक है. Based on their location, we have mainly three types of muscles: skeletal, visceral, cardiac. Skeletal we all know. जो skeletal system को help करे, जो voluntary हो. Visceral, सारे visceral organs में होंगे. Visceral organs जो हमारे control में ना हो. And cardiac, obviously heart के बारे में बात कर रहे. Skeletal muscles are closely associated with the skeletal components of the body, right? They have a stripped appearance under the microscope and hence are called as the straight-rib muscles. उसमें muscles में कुछ lines बनी होती हैं strip के form में, इसीलिए इनको straight-rib muscles भी कहते हैं. As their activities are under the voluntary control of the nervous system, they are known as the voluntary muscles too. क्योंकि we are able to control the activities of these muscles, so they are voluntary muscles also. They primarily involve in the locomotory actions and changes in the body posture. Then visceral muscle are located in the inner walls of the hollow visceral organs of the body, like alimentary canal, reproductive tract. So these visceral muscles are present where? In the visceral organs that are not under the human control. So example is the alimentary canal, the whole alimentary canal from your mouth to the anus, and this reproductive tract, right? They do not exhibit any straightation and are smooth in appearance. So no strip-like lines are present. They have a smooth appearance. Hence, they are called smooth muscles or non-straight-rib muscles. Their activities are not under the voluntary control of the nervous system and are therefore known as involuntary muscles. They assist, for example, in transportation of food through the digestive tract and gametes through the genital tract. ठीक है, तो फूड के ट्रांसपोर्ट में हेल्प करता है, जेनाइटल ट्रैक्ट में जो मूवमेंट होती है उसमें हेल्प करता है. As the name suggests, cardiac muscles. Now, cardiac muscles are the muscles that are present in the heart. Many cardiac muscle cells assemble in the branching pattern to form the cardiac muscles. In the branching pattern in the form of cardiac muscle. Now, based on the appearance, cardiac muscles are straight-rib. They have strips. They are straight-rib, but they are involuntary in nature. ठीक है. As the nervous system does not control the activities directly. अगर कोई भी involuntary है, means nervous system is not controlling the functions, right? Now let us examine the skeletal muscle in detail to understand the structure and mechanism of contraction. Each organized skeletal muscle in our body is made up of number of muscle bundles called fascicles. So हमारी body में जो muscles हैं, skeletal muscles, so each organized skeletal muscle in our body is made up of a number of muscle bundles. Muscle bundles is also called as fascicles. And these fascicles, they are together by a common collagenous connective tissue called as fascia. Means एक अगर muscle है, अगर मैं इसे लिखूं easy words में तो कुछ इस तरीके से है that कि muscle है, muscles किससे फॉर्म होंगे? फैसिकल से. बहुत सारे फैसिकल्स होंगे, ठीक है, मसल फैसिकल्स होंगे. और ये जो मसल फैसिकल्स होंगे, अगर ऐसे ऐसे मसल फैसिकल्स होंगे तो इनके बीच में कोलाजेनस टिश्यू होगा जिसका नाम है फैसिया, जो कि इसको कंबाइन करके रखेगा, राइट? ओके. Each muscle bundle contains a number of muscle fibers. Now, each muscle fiber is lined by plasma membrane called as sacrolemma. और हर एक मसल जो मसल फाइबर है, यहाँ पर इसका जो आउटर कवरिंग है जिसको सैक्रोलेमा कहते हैं, ठीक है. एंड सैक्रोलेमा के अंदर इस प्रेजेंट सैक्रोलेमा है, उसके अंदर सैक्रोप्लाज्म प्रेजेंट होता है. जैसे साइटोप्लाज्म होता है वैसे ही सैक्रोप्लाज्म है. मसल फाइबर इज सिनकाइटियम। सिनकाइटियम मतलब हम लोग ने कोकोनट का एग्जाम्पल पढ़ा था कि जो कोकोनट होता है वो सिनकाइटियम होता है, मतलब उसमें बहुत सारे न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट होते हैं। उसमें कैरियोकाइनेसिस तो होता है बट साइटोकाइनेसिस नहीं होता है, जिसकी वजह से जो न्यूक्लियस का नंबर है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है। सो जो मसल फाइबर्स है वो सिनकाइटियम है, as sacroplasm contain many nuclei. The endoplasmic reticulum, that is sacroplasmic reticulum of the muscle fiber, is a storehouse of calcium ions. अब जो इसमें एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम है जिसको मसल्स के मसल्स के फॉर्म में सैक्रोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम कहते हैं, उसमें बहुत सारे कैल्शियम आयंस है, इसीलिए उसे स्टोर हाउस ऑफ कैल्शियम आयंस भी कहते हैं। A characteristic feature of the muscle fiber is the presence of large number of parallelly arranged filaments in the sacroplasmic called as myofilaments or myofibrils. जो एक मेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर होता है मसल फाइबर का, ये होता है कि इसमें बहुत सारे पैरेलली अरेंज्ड फिलामेंट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं सैक्रोप्लाज्म में, जिसको मायोफिलामेंट्स कहते हैं या मायोफिब्रिल्स कहते हैं। ठीक है, तो इसमें पैरेलली अरेंज्ड फिलामेंट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, मतलब कुछ इस तरीके से कि ऐसे ऐसे हैं, ये तो ऐसे से प्रेजेंट है, इन बिटवीन भी आपको मिलेगा देखने को ऐसा। सो ये पैरेलली अरेंज्ड फिलामेंट्स है। ओवरऑल इसे मायोफिब्रिल कहते हैं या मायोफिलामेंट कहते हैं। तो इसमें से एक आपका डार्क बैंड होता है और एक आपका लाइट बैंड होता है। सो ईच मायोफिब्रिल इज अ alternate dark and a light band on it. A detailed study of the myofibril has established that straighter appearance is due to the distribution of the pattern of the two important proteins, that is actin and myosin. तो इसमें दो प्रोटीन्स होते हैं, एक होता है आपका एक्टिन, दूसरा होता है मायोसिन। The light band is called as actin and is called as the I band or isotropic band. अब कैसे उसको याद रखोगे? सी, कोई पर्सन, मैं एग्जांपल दे रही हूँ, कोई इंसान है, ही लव्स एक्टिंग, ठीक है, ही लव्स एक्टिंग, तो एक्टिंग उसे पसंद है, तो उसका जो पोस्चर होगा बॉडी का वो एकदम थिन और स्लिम होगा, ठीक है, लाइट होगा एकदम वो। तो लाइट बैंड है तो एक्टिन है, ठीक है, जिसको आई बैंड कहेंगे, आइसोट्रोपिक। डार्क बैंड तो एनाइसोट्रोपिक या ए बैंड। सो एनाइसोट्रोपिक और या ए बैंड, जिसको मायोसिन कहेंगे। सो एक्टिन is your isotropic, myosin is your anisotropic, that is dark band. Motiles, dark, myosin. Both the proteins are arranged in a rod-like manner parallel to each other and also to longitudinal axis of the myofibril. Actin filaments are thinner as compared to the myosin filament and hence commonly thin and thick filaments respectively. In the center is your I band which is your actin, ठीक है, पतला सा जो है एक्टिन में आपका बीच में होगा, is elastic fiber called as Z line, ठीक है, in between that elastic fiber which is called Z line, hence commonly called as thick. In the center of each I band is their elastic fiber called as the Z line which bisects it. The thin filament are firmly attached to the Z line and the thick filaments A band is held together in the middle of this band by a fibrous membrane which is called as M line. So M line एक fibrous membrane है और Z line आपका एक elastic fiber है, ठीक है, Z आपका elastic fiber है, M आपका एक membranous एक fibrous membrane है, ठीक है। Then the E and the I band are arranged alternately throughout the length of the myofibril, and the portion of the myofibril between the two successive Z line is known as sarcomere, and this is the functional unit of the muscle. So functional unit is, पहली बात याद रखना, functional unit अगर पूछा जाए that is sarcomere, but अगर structural unit कहा जाएगा तो muscle fascicle होगा. In the resting state, the edge of the thin filament on either side of the thick filament partially overlaps the free end of the thick filament, leaving the central part of the thick filament. तो overlap कर जाता है और बीच का थोड़ा सा पार्ट बस छोड़ देता है, and the central part of the thick filament not overlap the thin filament and is called as H zone. अब ये है पिक्चर है, अब यहाँ से समझो. See, this in between that you see is your A band, means your myosin, myosin, and this one on on the edges, on the side, both side. You this one is your actin. Okay. Then this line you see, this line is your Z line, which is a elastic line, elastic fiber. This in between here will be your M line, which is a thin membranous fiber, and this is zone that do not overlap. जब contraction हुआ, so the portion which is left, which is not overlapped, is your H zone. And these are the two Z lines, and in between you will find the portion is called as the sarcomere, which is the functional unit of the muscles. ठीक है. Then we have this structure of contractile protein. We will be dealing with this in the next portion. Thank you so much.